Okay, everyone. So there's some drama in the marketplace. Some items were thieved, swindled.
Just managed to get in the wrong pockets, you know?
Yeah.
It's-
Complete accident.
Yep.
But you didn't want to give it back, though.
Yeah, I'm going to say, I want to point out that you did double down.
No, to be clear, what I said was, I will give it back. I will not talk to her and face the consequences of my behavior. I was going to just put it back and leave. And, or just give them the money, not put it back. I was just going to give them the money and leave and not face the consequences of my behavior.
But I think, just to not erase history here, Gunolf was like, we really need to we need to give it back. And I think your response was, but why?
Well, yes, it was, but why? It was, but why?
Yeah.
I've taken all these other things.
Yeah.
Why this one? Why this one bad?
Yeah.
And now I know.
Yeah, you know now. And
I've learned a very valuable life lesson.
And the lesson is, don't tell Gunolf when you steal something.
Yeah.
You can tell maybe one of us.
Tell Steve.
Who'll be like, nice job, now steal this.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
In fact, I have
High
had
five.
my eye on... Yeah, exactly.
So you guys are still in the marketplace there in Lighthaven. Still bustling. Everything's sort of going around. Albus, you had shopped and found a store that sold weapons and purchased. What was a crossbow, I believe.
Short bow.
Short
Short bow. So you guys are still sort of in the Whitestone Market. There are still plenty of things to, get by around here. You had mentioned taking a look at the bounty board, of which there is one in the Whitestone Market, a nice big broad board where they post all kinds of things. You can see all kinds of papers and other things like attached to it and whatnot.
I want to gravitate over there, and I think I would have had interest in that even before Chris pointed out we blew exactly the amount that I needed to complete our project, which is so funny. Jason, I would like to go over. If anybody wants to go with me, they're welcome to. But I'm gonna check out the bounty board.
Yeah.
Okay. So looking at the bounty board, it's rather large. It's the sort of board that it's like 10 feet wide, and pretty tall. And you can see that it's just filled with just like countless requests. A lot of it is like people that need materials or like goods, buyers looking to make very specific purchases that clearly they aren't quite sure who to contact or what shop they might go to, or like a passing merchant might have it. It's not like someone's like, I need 10 loaves of bread. Like they could just buy that. So they tend to be very specific or maybe more extravagant. People that are like, I need, someone who's an expert in like dwarven, forging, armor forging or whatever. There's also a number of smaller requests for like, I need these materials, or, we've got a really bad rat problem out, blah, blah, blah. Could somebody come help with that? Lots of other like sort of more hunting or adventure kind of style quests, so
Jason, is there one for like, I need like a young stud for one night, no strings attached?
You want to know if there's like a lonely
That's
heart
on the back side of the board.
You got to go up and ask the receptionist
Okay.
for those kind of requests.
Gosh, so at a cursory glance, you do not see any.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right.
Yes.
That's
Jason, tell us if prostitution is legal in this.
Oh,
In this
Steve, there's a
particular
brothel right over there. Is that what you need?
in this particular city, they are not big fans of prostitution, but
Wow.
that is because Lighthaven is trying to essentially move humanity closer towards the ideals that sort of like the Empire and the Beast Folk would have. And since humanity are the ones associated with the sins and like humankind, so
Hold
lust.
on.
Wow.
These beast
I have a
folk are
question.
prudes.
Back during the brunch scene though with Myru,
Mhm.
wasn't that one chick like at the dinner with us talking, and she wrote down a little card like of a location where she was getting literally young studs to sleep with? Was that not a thing?
I did not say that there were no messages on the board, only that you did not see any, nor did I say that such places didn't exist, only that the city frowns upon them.
Okay.
I was very
Okay.
clear in what I said.
I just wanted to bring that
Yeah.
one back.
It's possible they could be speaking in code on this board, and you are unaware of what that code is to find what you are looking for,
Okay.
if that's what you're looking for. Yes.
Yeah, sorry, Kestrel. We can't go lead to see Wolf tonight. We're gonna have to wait one more day.
Yeah.
Fine. Because Steve's got to go and.
We got to get Steve up on a podium.
I'm
We
just
got to get him
asking for a
dancing.
friend.
Yeah,
not me.
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Oh my god.
Steve's pole dancing skills are exceptional.
Gotta
So,
still have it. Yeah, go ahead.
You were looking for, I think last time you had mentioned, something like in the direction of Don Laika?
Yeah,
Or...
yeah, and I think we
Okay.
had mentioned possibly there could be something like because there's like a network, so something that's close to Don Laika where we can satisfy it and then actually turn it in the north and not have to come back necessarily.
Right.
So looking around the board, it is obvious, especially with ones that are like, hey, can you help rid my farm of rats? So there's no farms in Lighthaven. So people come into the city and like leave their own messages up there for someone in the city to then like go out and fulfill, right? You want to put your notice, your advertisement, where most people are. One that does sort of strike out to you or stand out to you is one that it's on pretty nice parchment, not like super fancy or gilded or anything, but strong parchment. The kind of penmanship is pretty fancy compared to some of the other stuff that you've seen, barring any of the ones that seem to have just used like a basic type print or something like that, or stamps to put some basic messages. But this one says, experienced hunters or adventurers needed. The town of Don Laika is in desperate need of medical supplies, and time is of the essence. Namely, I'm willing to pay 100 zenit apiece for fresh and intact wild bramble flowers. The bramble can be found northwest of Lighthaven, wandering the riverbanks of the Lucent River. Important, it says, and they've sort of highlighted it, and there's like an exclamation mark. You must take care not to kill the bramble, from whom you harvest the flowers, as the restorative magic within the flower will not work if the bramble is killed. No payment will be given for inert flowers. Best of luck, do try to be quick. And then there's no signature, there's like a little wax signet that sort of looks like a skull with like a tree or something growing out of it on it. But that's what you're looking at here.
Cool.
That's the one that stands out to you as far as like they're not paying a measly amount of money, and it would put you, if you detour a little bit, your end point would be Don Laika, which is kind of where you were planning on going anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll take notes. Murray is there, right?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Say like, what do you think about this one? And I point to it. Sounds like it's in our league, and it's in the direction we're going.
Yeah. I know I'm more geology, but do I have any knowledge of like how we would be able to obtain the plant without killing it? Or like any...
Make me probably insight, I'd say.
Okay.
I know that's like your best skill, but
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, you letting me know, like, can we get in and out? Or, like, is it, like, essentially we have to pull our punch to not kill it?
Right. A 16.
Nice roll.
16. That's good.
You created Bramble.
Ah, it's right here.
Yes.
Look at that.
Yeah.
But it's dead.
We planted the flowers we're going to go get.
So your knowledge of geomancy, which is like how magic and ley lines often affect and sort of interact with the material world, right? Like crystals or areas, locations that are kind of filled with that sort of thing, right? There's a world on top of the world, so to speak, right? There's flows of energy and power. One such byproduct of that are like animals that have elemental power in them. You have seen those sort of those moths that were very cute and ugly that you guys attacked.
Yep.
That was one such example.
Mhm.
Another example that you are aware of are the bramble. They are bovine, kind of bull-like creatures, but the kind of elemental plant energy has suffused them such that they sort of almost look very what we would call like a yak. They're very hairy, but it's sort of like a grass that grows off of them. And there are flowers that grow on their back, and their horns are like of like a wooden quality with lots of like sharp thorns and stuff on them. That's why they call them brambles. The flowers on their back are restorative, both to other people that can harvest them and to the brambles themselves. They are rather resilient creatures that can sort of like that, like even if you were to harm one, they can typically like heal themselves. It's pretty like they're very tough to put down. But the flowers themselves are no more durable than a typical flower. You can just cut one right off or pluck it or whatever. The trick is, much like this is correctly pointing out, if you kill the bramble from which the flower comes from, that sort of death severs the connection, and the flowers themselves, even if they've already been removed, will then just sort of wither and die. So most people try not to kill brambles because they're sort of like a what do you call it? A resource. Renewable. Yeah, they're a renewable resource. It just takes some time for the flowers to grow back.
So we need to just capture these big ass animals and bring them to this place.
No, you only need the flowers.
You only need the flower.
Actually.
But how the fuck do we get the flowers without the bramble?
Pick it off.
But then it dies.
No. The creature can't die. The creature itself can't die.
Yes.
But if you pluck it off, then like any
so
other
the flowers are still magical even when you pluck them off.
Okay.
But if you were to kill the bramble, then the flower.
Then the plant would die.
Yeah.
They're linked together magically, so
They are linked together magically. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I was like, oh my god, we're gonna fucking have to like tackle
Sharp's
these
gonna be
yaks
riding one of
and
these
bring
things
them.
back to the village.
Fuck. Okay, there you go. Steve. Blah blah blah.
Okay, great. Thank you for that.
Okay, great.
Wow.
So, gosh, ideally, we can just sneak in, grab the flowers, and get out. But we'll see if it ends up being that easy in reality.
I mean, yeah, somebody could maybe like distract them. Like, I don't know what they eat. I can figure that out, but and then someone could come and grab the flowers.
Well, we can cross that bridge when we come to it. I got the notes here, so you just let the group know that we found one that kind of fits, checks all our boxes.
Sure, sounds good.
For the record, Sharp, they eat dirt. They tend to live around streams or bodies of water, and they tend to sun themselves out in the sun, and they tend to just sort of chew very mineral-rich dirt. They're in many ways just sort of big bowl-shaped plants that instead of using roots, they just sort of like rom
That's
they just kind of
amazing.
chew up dirt.
Nice.
Well, there you go. We'll just grab a bunch of
Buy
dirt.
some nice soil.
Oh god. Great. Love it.
Okay, so that's also at the board.
So,
What's everybody else doing?
Yeah. Well, yeah, some people are over there looking at their shiny new necklaces that they...
Yeah.
Yeah, what's everybody else doing?
So actually, I do want to resolve this, right? Because Kestrel, I don't even know if you know that Doug paid for it
Yeah, I think
or
she
not.
knows.
Because I think it's really funny if you're like, oh, no consequences. This is great.
Certainly haven't caught up after he went and paid for it. That's for sure.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, so what are you guys doing? That's what I want to know now.
Yeah,
I mean-
the woman is just thanked you, Doug, for
Yeah, right.
paying her. So you are free to go where you need to now.
Yeah, I'm
Well,
so
yeah,
sorry to
I'll-
do this. Have you guys ever seen Seventh Heaven? The girl steals a cup from the restaurant, and the dad's like, you gotta return it. So she does, and the owner's like, no, fuck this. Kids steal from me all the time. I'm pressing charges. And I thought that would be really funny.
Oh, man.
That's so fun.
It is the wildest show.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Especially in the
All
later
right.
seasons.
It could have gone worse.
Yeah.
No, I'd be looking for kestrels just to.
Yeah, I'm probably somewhere deeper in the market, avoiding the consequences of my actions and looking very sheepish and a little ashamed after Gunolf scolded me, and I'm confused as to like, what's the difference? I don't get it.
Are you shopping at other stalls right now?
I am shopping.
Shopping?
I'm not shopping. I'm not shopping. Maybe I'm trying to. I'm just currently avoiding my problems and maybe looking for other people. But like, I'm not making a big effort about it because I'm not sure I want to talk to somebody else about my find after how Gunolf reacted. So.
Is it? Can I, in turn, feel your emotions like you can feel? No, it's
not
only
from a
one-way
distance.
street.
It is not a one-way street. You can feel them when we have physical contact. Only I can do it from distance.
Oh, okay.
And I have to use magic to do that, which is the reason why you can't do it.
Mm-hmm. And you can't feel my confusion and sorrow.
I mean, I would have to reach out right now to specifically feel you in this moment. I would have to reach out to do that. I am not doing that because I'm avoiding my problem.
Feel my lamentation
Yeah, I want
feel like
Gunolf
a
to
tear.
drop to his knees. Just
in the middle of a Costco.
So yes, I will look for Kestrel. And I don't know if we want to do contested roles to see if she's hiding better than I am looking.
yeah, stealth.
I am avoiding him, actually. That's really funny.
He could
okay.
take her out.
like
He has
that.
a dog, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that's a double insight, probably from Gunolf, opposed by the Dex and Insight of Kestrel.
Okay.
While they're making their rolls, can I say, when Doug was saying, can I in turn, I thought he was going to say, start stealing from the market.
All their attention's on Kestrel, so can I?
She got away with it. I'm sure I can too.
Doubles.
But it's
Alright.
not as good.
It's not as good. I stand out. I got feather hair and I'm wearing shackles and I'm kind of looking like a little freakazoid in this market. So
There's also only one person with extremely slumped posture in the market right now, because most
Yeah.
people are just walking around
True.
browsing. And
Also, you're wearing the
Do you have
necklace.
Fury?
do I what?
Do you have Fury at this point?
I do.
Is that a let's see your skill with the that's only for attack.
It's
I think
only
it's only for
combat.
attack, yeah.
And also, to be clear, because of my quirk, I do not have access to it while I am in this form. I cannot access those classes because they are locked to my beast form.
Aha. So yes, I successfully find you.
Mm-hmm.
You spot her. You spot her. She is attempting to hide, and that much is noticeable. She's sort of like shuffling behind people and like looking at things at stalls, but like not really. Like her eyes are barely looking at them. She's sort of looking around more than she's looking at what's in front of her or whatever.
So I'll come up to your side and be like, hey, it's okay. I paid for it. Do you want to share with me what it looks like?
And she's like kind of looking at him, like expecting to be scolded again. She's like, sure, yeah. She kind of pulls it out of her little pockets, that she's got from her new Keslavian clothes, and shows it to him. I thought it was it gold with like an emerald or something, kind of.
Think that was correct.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Can I say it has like some cool like filigree?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Cool.
Describe it to me. It is
Oh,
gold
God.
and emerald on it and filigree.
Yeah, so it's like a it's kind of like a teardrop shaped sort of pendant. It's got a emerald, pretty large actually, considering it was 700 zenith, in the center of it. And there is a bunch of plant-like sort of filigree with like these poison blooms inlaid into it. All around the sides of the teardrop shape.
So this looks very special. I think you have a pretty good eye. It's. I thought you might like the red one a little bit better, but this looks pretty.
Like the depictions of nature on it, and plants like this. Not really inside cordon, but we do have plants. So I like this one.
Yeah. No, I mean that'd be amazing to show the rest of your family that don't get the opportunity to visit outside the grove. What the plants outside look like.
And I think about it for a moment, and I'm like, I wonder what Wolf thinks right now. He's out here, told me whole life, not really any value in outside world. Told me it was not cool. But I don't know. When I saw all the green and different colors, thought it was beautiful. So I wonder what he thinks. I'm going to ask him when I see him.
I'm very excited for you to meet your brother after such a long time too.
Me too.
Now, as far as when we're in the market, let's stay close to me. So I don't want you to get. I don't want any more.
Now.
Yeah, I can watch your sticky fingers.
I don't want you any sort of miscommunication like we had earlier. I imagine you don't really have shops where you come from.
No shops. Hunt for things you want. Gather. Make your own. Fight people if you want their things. Not. Don't really do selling, trading.
Right.
New concept to me.
So yeah,
But I just ask next time I see something shiny I like. You know, you can tell me if I should or should not take it.
you should not take it if it unless you know that nobody really minds. But
how do I know that?
Well,
I don't. I only read minds. Only read feelings of my blood bonded, not know from other people. How am I supposed to know?
Well, that's when you have one of us hang around, and you can ask us if this is gonna be if this is a moment where you're allowed to have something.
Enough. I may not know many things, but I am not a child. I am learning.
Damn.
I will get better.
No, we're here to help you, kind of like we're your friends.
Feels like you don't trust me much.
I trust you didn't mean anything negative by it.
Exactly. I do better. I ask next time I want to take something. You can tell me if it is not takeable item. Okay?
Actually, you might even be able to help people out, and they might let you have some things too. So asking is not a bad way to go.
Think if I offer to help people, they will give me things?
It's what I do all the time. That's how I get a lot of the stuff that I do for trading. I help people out, and they'll give me a few things, and then we can. That's how I do so many potions and everything. Like it's just whatever they have on hand. I'll take if they offer it.
Okay. I like this idea. I like to help people. I hope you know, I did not know, and I didn't mean to harm that lady. I do feel bad. Next time I'll offer to help first. Maybe they give me shinies.
Yeah, maybe. That sounds great.
Okay. You don't have to hang around me. I'm just saying.
If you don't want me to hang around you, just
you
let me
can
know.
hang around. Just not because you think I'll do something bad, though. That makes me feel bad.
No, I don't think I just think that there's just a little bit of a problem with the communication. That's all.
I'm learning. I'll get
Yes.
it. And she's just kind of like pouting a little bit, you know? She's got her arms crossed. She's like looking down, like kicking some dirt or something, you know?
And I'll just kind of pat you on your shoulder or head or whatever. It's like, you're already learning so much, and I'm very proud.
Condescending. I'm good. I think that's. I think my lesson's been learned.
I like the idea of you take the necklace. Where you're like, okay, I took your necklace. What chore would you like me to do? This is mine now, but I'm willing to you take out the trash or whatever.
Yeah, I'll do some stuff. Sure, you know, I got magic. I can do something with that probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Uh,
We're gonna meet up with other people probably. Me and Gunoff probably looking for the rest of the group. Maybe looking for Steve and Sharper together. Yeah.
Yeah, we're probably back by now. Checking the
Yeah.
board. And coming back, yeah.
We'll probably group up. You know, I got my little necklace and I'm pouting still. You know, as I shuffle up to you guys.
so Albus, you were kind of out shopping, buying some stuff. Rosalind, what were you up to?
Wandering
Anything?
around and looking without looking.
Okay. Okay.
Not very exciting, but that's what's happening.
You probably would have noticed that something happened with Kestrel. Like you catch conversations, and then Gunoff go moving, and then Kestrel trying to hide, and then Gunoff comes and finds it. You probably, if you're just kind of keeping an eye in the marketplace, you would probably notice something is happening. But
Unless she saw it
cool.
and walked away.
Didn't care.
Not getting involved in that.
But yeah, so eventually you guys all meet back up.
So
What's
the divination lunch, that was Gunoff's. Gunoff, you put that on our radar, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I just want to say, so we got we have a bounty that we found. We can just share it right then. Just what it is, the bramble and all of that. But before that, I know we wanted to check out this divination lunch on the way out of town. And Gunoff, I just want to put this on our make us aware. I thought more about it, and are we really sure this is something we want to do? Messing with the future, I think sometimes can get tricky. And we end up finding out things we don't really want to find out, then we go out of our way to avoid it. It just, the whole prophecy business can get a little weird. Are we sure we want to do this?
It is not only something that adventurers do all the time here. It's a setting off type of like a tradition of sorts. This is something that it's almost inviting negative things to happen on your trip if you don't go. It's kind of weird.
I mean, I don't want to invite negative things, surely. I just don't want to hear in 3 days we're going to die or something. And I think that's pretty negative omen as well.
Nothing that I'm aware of has ever happened quite that severely through divination.
Okay, just checking. Maybe your divination is different than where I come from, but when food is telling me the future, it makes me nervous. I'll trust you, though.
Also, if anybody makes any sudden moves towards a butter knife, I'm leaving.
I think that's fair. You, this is your second attempt at a group lunch. I think we'll be okay, but I think you have reason to be concerned. We'll all keep an eye out. All right. Well, Albus,
Okay.
did you get good food? You're all set.
I'm all set with food, and I got myself a short bow as well.
Oh, I didn't know you knew how to fire a short bow.
I don't know if I really do. I mean, I have some practical skill in it, but I'm not that and not that equipped with it. I had a question. So with Fabula, do I need to buy arrows?
No.
You have purchased arrows alongside your bow.
Yes.
Cool.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I am out of money.
Luckily, they don't really worry about that stuff. They don't really worry about the particulars of food and things either, except it's directly tied to your class. They hand wave a lot of the stuff D&D can get silly on sometimes.
Okay.
That's-
Okay, cool.
All right. Well, I think that's everything.
Yeah.
I think we're ready to leave this town, and I'm going to be honest. Good riddance is what I'm feeling right now.
This is my home.
Fuck this place.
I don't know. Kind of fun. Got to learn things, get books. You know, I mean, didn't enjoy the stabbing much, but other things really cool.
She found a fork.
This
You
is-
found a fork, and during that
I
massacre.
found I found a fork.
Cons.
I just had a great time here.
Myru brutally murdered everyone at lunch. Pros. I did get a fork.
Mhm.
I tried cake.
Like, this is just
Really
Steve.
get away.
Steve just hates everybody else's home. Oh, Kestrel, what a great hell you
Kestrel's
come
home
from.
is hell,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Steve's judgmental. He needs to chill on that.
Yeah, you guys are gonna go to Casimir. He's gonna have nothing good to say about that.
Steve, why are you
at
so
some point
negative? You can't see the
I'm not gonna
bright
have anything
side.
to say about it.
Casimir, nice city, little corpsey.
Yeah.
Little corpsey.
It's sparsely populated, but it's
Little
quiet, I
fleshy,
guess.
little bony, little
Steve,
weird.
only
Yeah,
focusing on the negative.
Don't get him started on New Keslov. You know he's gonna go on and on.
All right. Well, I guess
Someday.
with that, we're headed out.
So,
Yeah.
Gunolf, I assume you lead the way to the Panzer.
Absolutely.
It's a little off the beaten path, kind of down one of the back alleys of Baker Street, which is where most of the food and everything else is sold. But it's sort of on the outskirts of it, kind of tucked behind a couple of other buildings in an alley. But you've been there before, you know the way. You guys approach the door. It's a quaint place, a decent sized building. And upon walking inside, it's got like a little sign up above. It's got like it looks like a frying pan, sort of like a side profile of one. It's like cooking something, but then there's like an eye above it. And as you open the door, head inside, it seems decently, I won't say like it's not busy, but like it's like lunchtime and they're doing all right. There's a lot of patrons sitting, a lot of people enjoying some food, talking, things like that. But oddly enough, before you can even sort of figure out if you need to get like, oh, do we sit, do we whatever, a young bunny folk woman approaches you guys, just walks right up to you, and she's pretty short, the bunny folk, and she's just like, oh, welcome to the Panzer. We've been expecting you. Right this way, please. And she sort of motions, and she begins to walk kind of deeper into the restaurant.
I'm gonna turn to Albus and be like, I hate this already. We were expecting you. That's exactly my problem with all this.
There's something ominous about that statement.
It's cute.
Thank
The
you.
bunny
Looks
lady's
like beer to
excited.
me.
And she walks basically kind of through the restaurant, almost towards the back. There's sort of a kitchen on one side, and on the other, there's sort of just a doorway. And she approaches the doorway, and she just sort of stops and just sort of opens the door a little bit, and kind of beckons you all over. I suppose, I don't know if you enter or like, I don't know if you followed her or not.
Steve didn't.
Yeah.
I'm in the back.
Yeah,
Okay.
Steve and I are hanging
I'm-
in the back.
I am still like up front, and this is like, oh yeah, this is great stuff because it's
I'm
also
interested.
very tasty.
Yeah. I kind of nudge Gun off like, this is an interesting ritual. Very cool.
I am gonna tell Albus, since I think he was by me, if no other reason than I kind of like pulled him and been talking. He's probably like, leave me alone. But just gonna say, one time I went to a feast where they poisoned everybody at the feast, and I've never trusted people giving me food ever since. I mean, not like anybody. I trust your food, but it makes me...
I was about to say, I was like, what about my food?
Yeah. This all makes me very wary.
Well, with you guys taking up the rear and the more enthusiastic people towards the front, she just sort of opens the door for you guys and goes, "This here, we'll see you now," and ushers you guys inside. Those of you that go inside can see that in this sort of back room, there is a large table. It's like polished stone with sort of like cushions for seats sort of sitting in front of it. And there is the exact number of cushions laid out for all of you guys. And sort of behind and around on the other side of the table, so sort of all the seats are on one side, and it's a bit of a curve. There's a bit of a curve to the table, and then there's in the center of it, and sort of on the back side, you see Albus, a rather familiar-looking vulture folk that you're pretty sure looks exactly like the one that had spoken to you in your dream the other night.
Ooh.
He's old, a little bit, maybe, past his prime, but he seems to be have a bit of energy to him. But he wears a sort of a piece of cloth across his eyes as he sits there in front of it. And behind and around him are all kinds of cooking implements, a boiling pot. There's like a little like a fire with like a little metal rack on it where like you could grill things, all kinds of stuff to make things. There's food like eggs and like herbs and all kinds of stuff like in some like racks. This is sort of, it looks like almost like a little personal kitchen, so to speak. And as you guys enter, he just sort of says, "Ah, my guests have arrived. Good. Come, sit. We have much to discuss and even more to eat." And he kind of waits for you guys to come and sit down.
Absolutely, I am excited and
Cool.
going.
Should the music stay nice and innocent, or should it be mysterious?
It is mysterious. Well, it is mysterious
Chris,
right
put
now,
on the
okay?
sinister music.
Right.
No.
Put on Evil Battle.
I did just think it was funny when he's like, "My guests are here," and it's like, dun, dun, dun.
Hey, maybe he's, maybe that's his vibe right now. You don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I would believe it, but...
Gunnulf, do you trust this guy?
Absolutely.
But why? Do you know
This
him?
is not my first time here. It's delicious, and he always gives great insight.
That's the insight that bothers me, but the food does sound good. All right.
I want to reach over and I want to put my paw on Steve's arm and pull him in a little bit and be like, I have a bad feeling about this.
I also have a bad feeling. I'll tell you why later. But the moral of the story, you got to really trust people who can tell you the future. It's a risky business. I don't know about all this, I say as I'm sitting down.
And putting a napkin in your lap.
Collapses.
And he even goes, "Oh, you don't know about it, do you? Well, hopefully I can change your mind by the end of today. Tell me, what brings you here, other than my invitation?"
Go ahead, Gunnulf. Tell him.
I ain't talking to this guy.
We've had quite a journey to even get to Lighthaven. That it would be a great boon to us all if we knew what to expect and how our journey's going to go here, at least for the next few days for sure, but even longer than that.
And he nods and goes, "Yes, well, that's why you're here then, yes? A feast?"
Yeah.
Yes, a feast.
Yes,
Yes, a feast is always good to know what's coming and to prepare for what is yet to come. Yes. So, tell me about yourselves. You! And he points to whoever's on the far left of the table.
I don't know, where's Gunolf? I'm sitting next to
I'm
him.
sitting next to Gunolf. I think like maybe Kestrel and I are like sandwiching with Gunolf.
Mhm.
Yeah, they're probably in the middle.
Yeah, we're probably in
Okay.
the middle.
Yeah.
And
Well, there are
then
6
Sitting next to
seats, so
Steve.
yeah.
Roz is probably to my left, and then Steve and Albus are on side with Kestrel. That's how I'm.
Okay, so Steve and Albus, which one of you is on the farthest out?
God damn it! It's probably me.
Sorry.
Uh-huh. So he points to you, Steve, and he goes, "Tell me, what brings you here?"
Why don't you tell me? You should know, right? Not to be rude, but isn't that the whole thing? You see the future. You know I'm going to be here. You know where I come from, where I'm going.
And he goes, "Ah, I see a skeptic is here. Good, good. You know, every good adventuring party could use something of a wild card. Someone who isn't quite sure, or is entirely sure. Yeah.
Yeah, the skeptics-
Smile.
Not the problem. In fact, I maybe believe too much. I think is more the issue.
Too much.
Too much, you say? Is that
Yeah,
true?
if you can really tell the future, I have a lot of reservations. I've had bad experiences with this in the past.
And he nods and he goes, "Oh, well, the important thing to know is that true prophecy is not the edict of the god of feasts. A panseer, such as myself, is only here to help. Well, feasts are held in celebration. They mark things." And he kind of looks to all of you and he goes, "Your journey, your trials to come. I am here to help make this moment mean something. That's the difference between a meal, mere food, and a feast. It's you. It's community. It's the friends for whom you share that food with. The promises that you make, the oaths that you swear, the toasts. It's up to you to make this moment into something. My abilities only matter as much as you want them to. I am merely here to facilitate what you bring to the table. Yes?"
I'm
And what I
still
brought to
here.
the table is a hungry stomach.
I mean, Gunolf's excited.
Gunolf is just
That's not meaningless
in
to me.
cloud 9 right now.
And he turns to you, Albus, and he goes, "Well, surely you know a thing or two about a good feast, yes? I recognize a gourmand such as you."
Yeah, I have a couple questions before. You said he's wearing a bandana, right?
It's like a cloth. You can call it a blindfold, I suppose. It's maybe a little
Over
bit more
his eyes?
stylish. Over his eyes,
Oh,
yeah.
shit.
So he's blind.
He's
Okay.
blind. He's blind. He doesn't seem to struggle knowing where you guys are, but
Okay.
as far as you can tell, he's not peeking, you know.
Who's that?
Or, and has he made any kind of suggestion that I would recognize that he knows who I am? Or that he recognizes me?
Other than without seeing, he knows you're a gourmand.
Yeah, but like, he was in my dream. He was in my hallucinated state.
He technically asked what brought you here other than his invitation. And to your knowledge, you guys are here according to Gunolf,
Yeah.
except for you, who did technically get told that you should come see him. So
Okay.
I guess take of that what you will.
Okay.
That could easily be what he's referring to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I would say to him, I think you know exactly why I'm here.
And he nods. He goes, "Well, yes. You're here because I asked to see you. Because this is where you should be. But why are you here? What is it that this feast, that these friends of yours that you can offer here at the precipice of this journey you all seek to go on.
That's like philosophical.
Uh-huh.
What can I offer the group?
Food.
Yeah, give Vulture Sean Connery your best answer.
Yes. yes. Yes.
Wonderful.
You broke me with that one. That's good. Wonderful.
I offer them companionship, and I offer them any kind of guidance that I can provide them.
And he nods, goes, yes. And he kind of puts his hand on the table. He goes, a pillar in your small community, a table that everyone can come to and discuss and feast and be prepared for the next day. That is what you offer, my friend. And a strong offering it is. That is what makes it so strong. What of you? And I think next in line was Rosalind?
Rosalind?
Mhm.
No, Kestrel.
Make him,
Whoa, okay.
make him
Well,
happy.
sharp nose.
Poor Gunel's like, you're embarrassing me.
So Kestrel's next. He goes, and what of you, little bird? What do you bring?
Uh-oh. It doesn't like that. What do I bring? Healing, I hope. Healing and guidance. I think.
And he kind of scritches the little tip of his his gizzard, and he's like, oh yes. Oh, is that all? Just healing? Just guidance? Nothing else?
Be more specific.
And he goes, why don't you tell me about yourself, my dear? Where do you hail from?
I don't like answering these questions.
No.
Stranger danger.
Yeah.
And he goes,
I
he pulls up his hand. He goes, I mean no offense. If you'd like, we can move on.
I come from a very remote place, and that's where I hail from. Very remote, very not here. Not like the city of Lighthaven at all, actually.
And he takes your words in. He goes, I see. So what you bring is a different perspective, a different way of thinking. That's good. That's another thing, very important on a journey such as this. Change, in a way. A new way to perceive the world. New actions that could be taken. That's very important. You are very wise, my dear, for someone your age, especially not to trust someone such as myself, but I assure you, I mean you no harm. This place you come from, it is... You have a family, I assume?
Oh yes, I have a brother, and I have a mother and a father, and many other siblings, but not my full siblings, half siblings, and neighbors. Well, not neighbors. They just live there. Lots of family and community members.
And your family? You gathered together. You've eaten together. Yes?
Wild animals do not like to share their meals a lot.
He nods and he goes, I see. So, never have you shared a fresh kill?
With
Or
my
brought
brother,
something home?
often. When I was too small to hunt for myself, he would go and catch things for me. he took care of me. Not so much my mother. But he did. We would eat together often.
And he goes, well, it's important to know that even a feast of 2 people can be a grand one, especially when it's helping raise up those that will come next, young ones such as yourself. In this way, the god of feasts knows even your people, as remote as they may be. Yes. So you needn't worry too much. I see only what I need to.
Okay. Hence the questions, I bet.
And he who's next, Sharp?
It's Gunnel.
Gone off. Okay. And he goes, and you, my friend, not the first time you've been here, but I take it this will be a bigger journey ahead of you than some of your previous visits.
Yeah, absolutely. This crew, I guess you could say in a way that if everybody has a role that they play, and I'm just going to take a look around, is like, I suppose I'm the glue. I'm the one that everybody here has a connection to. And they've all gathered around me, and I'm helping them as much as they're helping me.
And he nods and goes, well, of course, it's important to have somebody help hold things together, but if your group were to fall apart, what would you do to help save it, to salvage it? Would you view that as a failure of yourself? Is that all you offer?
Well, I suppose that I'm doing my best to make sure it doesn't fall apart, but if that were to come to pass, then I'll know that I have given my all to each and every one of them, that they are better because they have met me.
And he goes, a noble cause, my friend, but what of you? If you give yourself to all of them, then there is nothing left. Then what would hold them together?
Then, if there's nothing left of me, then ultimately, with what you've probably foreseen in my future, then either I am no longer in the world, or something else has tragically happened. I can't stop giving everything that I have to strengthen the bonds of everybody here, and strengthen their connection to the world, their missions, their drive. And my hope is on this journey, that same enthusiasm comes from each one of them, and that they can help me overcome this illness that I have.
And he nods. It is quite the noble cause that you have, my friend. In the time I've known you, as limited as it is, I have often seen you be a great mind. You have a giving heart, my friend, but it is important to remember that you are not only the gifts that you give, and you've more to offer, a legacy, my friend. You make many things, even without your presence. Your gifts, your inventions, the things that you make, leave a legacy behind. You have the ability to solve problems even in your absence. You can build things both in a community and to help hold a community together. Just remember that who you are need not be defined by these people around you. They will define you in due course, but that is not something that you can control, my friend, any more than they can control you affecting them. Focus on the things that you can control. Focus on the legacy that you can build. You'll go far, farther than I think even you can see. Yes?
Yeah. Yes. Thank you.
Not. Very well. Who's next, Maisie?
Me.
He turns to you, Sharp, and goes, "And you, my dear, what brings you here? What do you offer your companions?"
I thankfully have had a long time to think about this now.
Oof. Backhanded fucking insult.
No, I'm sorry.
Gab, gab, gab.
these motherfuckers won't shut up. I'm just kidding. No, I think she would say that she brings like connection and like knowledge of the past. Like because of her connection with Leopold, as well as her involvement in like a lot of the beginning stuff with the explosion and the flesh curse and all of that stuff. So I think she brings a lot of perspective and connection from the past to like into the present, sort of.
And he actually kind of laughs, almost at a joke he has yet to tell. He goes, many people call me an old soul, but I suspect you've got me beat, yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
I'm super old.
Look at these bat wings. I'm just kidding.
And he goes, "Insight and experience are always important in a group such as this. I suspect you'll bring much of that here to this group of relative youngins, yes. That's good. That's good. Just remember that even in our old age, there are still new things for us to learn." And he gives you a nod. But he moves on.
Great.
You know?
Yes. Shortest conversation. Yeah, exactly. It's like the type of kiddo who like practices their like, "Here, teacher," going down the roll call. Cool. Practice well.
Moby Dick is a book about Moby, who is a dick.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
So coming to you,
Last but not
Rosalind.
least.
He's like, "And you, my dear, I'm sure you know where this is going. What do you offer your companions here? What do you bring to the table?"
Well, I would have said protection and maybe peace of mind, but been doing a bang-up job of that recently.
He nods and he goes, "You are worried that you are already failing in this role, yes?"
I have already failed in this role.
I see. You have failed to protect those sitting at this table here?
One of the ones who's not sitting at this table.
And then he goes, yes. Some tragedies are necessary for stories to be told. It's not something that you should take personally, my dear. My own role here, my own sight. I was not born like this. Tragedy befell me, and yet it helped me see beyond my previous limitations. Sometimes the wounds that damage us build scars. They help us grow stronger. The ways in which you have failed will serve as things that help you grow even stronger. They are lessons that you will learn. I suspect your role here is much akin to what you say. But I suspect the insights and the protections that you will be able to offer, they are things that you will find through suffering. Such a role is tragic and regrettable at times. Yet, if it were not you, who would it be? And if it were someone else, would they be able to withstand it as you do? Your ability to grow, that is a strong skill, my dear. I sense that you have seen much in your time, and it is why you are here with these people. They will need someone like you. Someone who knows loss and disappointment. Not everyone can handle it. But you have so far. You've proved that. That's why you're here. So take heart. I know it may be tough, but life is tough. That's how we get where we are now. And it isn't something that you should let drag you down. Celebrations exist both for birthdays and for funerals. Feasts are held in honor of both. That is the nature of life. And that is your role here. There is nothing to be ashamed of in that.
Well, at least now I have something to live for. Before, it would have been protection via sacrifice. So I guess there's a small improvement.
And he gives you kind of a solemn nod. And then he just sort of claps his hands and he goes, "But enough talk of this. You are all here. The party is gathered. Yes, yes. So, tell me." And he kind of gives a side eye to you, Albus, and he goes, "My dear Gourmand, what do we feast upon on this auspicious day?"
What was it that he was cutting up in your dream?
Oh.
Oh, that's true.
Like
What was he
roadkill?
doing?
Yeah,
It's kind of a
roadkill.
corpse or
Great.
something, wasn't
Yum.
it? Yeah.
Yum.
Yeah,
As
it was
you think-
roadkill. That's right.
And as you think about it, he goes, "Better yet, I've got something that might interest you." And he kind of claps his hands twice, and one of the other doors in the room, sort of off to the side, kind of opens up, and the same short young bunny woman is at the door, and he says, "If you would follow, my dear young, I guess he does he give her name?
I don't think we got a name.
Well, yeah, he hasn't given her a name.
Bonnie.
Bonnie.
Bonnie the bunny.
Bonnie the bunny.
Where'd you get that clever name, Mayor?
We're at the Panseer. We're gonna
That
go
was-
kill some brambles.
Freddy
God.
Fazbear's in the back.
that was not going to be her name, but that will be her name now.
Hey!
Somebody
My
got bullied
associate.
at bunny school.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you would follow my associate here, Miss Bonnie, she will lead you to our storehouse underneath the Panacea here. In it, you will find a great number of, well, anything you can dream of, I suspect. Look about, see what you can find. There are foodstuffs aplenty, my friend. Choose with insight. And come back, and we will prepare a fine feast for you and your party.
Okay, good. Because
Kestrel goes with you. Can I take?
Yes, can I take?
there was
Yeah.
promised to be more food than words, and so far that has not been the case. So
Don't be rude, Steve.
I'm gonna get up kind of hesitantly from the table, kind of looking at all of my companions and just being kind of trying to get like an approval about doing this.
Gunnolf's
Yeah.
like already
Yeah.
in the
Well,
basement.
I'm gonna ask Albus. Like, you said you had a bad feeling, and I thought you were just, I don't know, just a feeling you had. But it sounds like you know this guy. You had some kind of experience.
I know him from my dream, which is strange to say.
A dream you had last night.
Was it last night?
I believe that.
Yeah.
Oh,
it was
okay.
last night.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yes.
What did
And he was there.
Did he tell you something? Did he talk to you?
He did say something, but I never got a chance to speak to him, really.
Interesting. Well, maybe it's something he said in the dream will help you with the insight below.
I don't remember what he said to me.
I think he just asked you to come see him. I think is what he said.
That was it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just told me I needed to come and see him, and now that we're here,
Oh, that's not very helpful. Was there any?
And as you guys, you're all in the same room. So
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
just like, I did. I asked him to come see me because, well, I've a way of knowing when grand adventures are afoot. There are many adventurers that wander into Lighthaven, many of which will go on journeys, big and small, important to the person, their own quests, if you will. But you, my friends, if fate were a pond, there's quite a wave here, sitting before me. So I reached out to your friend, or more specifically, our god did. Thus, you are here, yes. Fate has deemed it so. Or at least put it as an option on the table. You can't always eat everything, of course. But please, when I say choose with insight, I mean choose what you feel means something here in this moment. That's all. Nothing more, nothing less. Your choices will matter, as all choices do. That's all.
I guess a feeling of kind of relief, knowing that the god of feasts is kind of giving a blessing of having this person reach out to me, so it doesn't feel so strange. But I do want to look at Gunnolf and just kind of ask him real quick, be like, does your brother trust this guy?
I don't know if he's actually visited him.
Oh, you never brought Kitsif here?
No, like oftentimes our like when we travel, it's usually one or the other. It's either we meet at Donlaika or we meet here. There's not a lot of traveling at the same time.
Oh, well, that's wonderful.
And the Bonnie actually speaks up and she goes, "Oh, Kisif, yes, he's visited us a number of times. We have some of your produce here in our stores, actually."
Oh, of course.